Well, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and this is a video about how you can make more money off of unemployment benefits than working. All right, so I'm going to tell you the story of this lady, Jamie Lewis Black, and she owns 2 spas in Washington State with 35 employees. Now, obviously, her spas were forced to close because of the current insane situation that we're in right now. And she applied for the Paycheck Protection Program. And luckily she was approved. She must have applied pretty early and had a little bit of luck to get approved for that. But anyway, she was approved for $177,000 for one of her spas and $43,800 for the other one. I'm guessing it was a smaller one, to cover 2.5 months worth of payroll costs for those businesses. Now, she was very excited about this because she'd already stopped paying her employees because, they weren't able to work and she didn't have the money to pay them. And so she had an online conference call with all of her employees where she told them about this. And in her own words, quote, "It was a firestorm of hatred about the situation." The reason? Well, many workers had already realized that they would make more money getting unemployment benefits under the new enhanced unemployment benefits from the CARES Act than they would have done working. So let's explain that now. Now, unemployment benefits vary from state to state, but the national average is that unemployment insurance covers approximately 40% of the pay you would have received from the job you just lost. But the recent CARES Act, which was the $2 trillion stimulus bill that was passed a few weeks ago now, it adds an extra $600 a week to those unemployment benefits. All right, so let's give you an example of this. If a person used to earn $1,000 a week at their job, okay, which would be $52,000 a year, kind of an average salary, those unemployment benefits would, at 40%, be $400 per week, okay, that they'd be getting. But when you add an additional $600 per week from the CARES Act into that, it takes them back up to $1,000 per week, okay? So they're breaking even. They're getting the exact same salary that they would have been getting. And that's kind of the point of this extra $600 per week. It's to make sure that people on average salaries can get their entire paycheck, all right? But I guess those congressmen and senators didn't really think that some people might actually earn less than $1,000 per week. I mean, that just couldn't be, right? But it's true, there are people who earn less than $1,000 a week, and for people on these lower salaries, it actually gives them more money than they would have earned at their job. Let's take a look at an example. So someone who earns $30,000 per year, which is below the average household income, but it's not that uncommon a salary. There are plenty of people in the United States earning around $30,000 a year or so. So that salary, $30,000 a year, is $576 per week. So now this person on unemployment insurance is getting 40% of that on average, which works out at $230 per week. But then you add the extra $600 on and you get $830 per week. That's $254 more per week than they used to earn at their job. Or if you look at that on a monthly basis, they're basically getting an extra $1,000 per month. And on top of that, unemployment benefits are not subject to Social Security taxes, so they get an extra 7% or pay 7% less in taxes, which works out at about $232 less taxes they're paying as well. So no wonder her employees were pissed at her. She basically spoiled their party. Now, we did say that unemployment varies across the country and the average is 40%. CNBC gave some statistics in their article about just how good some people have it. So for example, anyone in Florida earning under $45,000 a year would now be making more money on unemployment benefits. And in Pennsylvania, anyone earning $60,000 or under would be earning more money on unemployment benefits. Now, this is only temporary, okay? The extra $600 per week will only last until July 7th, 2020. But why couldn't they have just made it so that, you get the exact amount of money the same as the job that you just lost out on? Well, here's why.
Why couldn't somebody just have to show a pay stub and that's the money you're going to get?
Sean, you're right, and it angers me too. But the problem is, the states have computer systems and unemployment that are 35 years old. And unfortunately, we need to get the money out fast. You couldn't reprogram these things. So the simplest way was, and the fairest way was, $600 per person. In certain states, that may be a little bit too much money. In other states, it's less money. It's not a perfect system, but the president's objective was to make sure we get money in people's hands.
So their computer system uses floppy disks and it can't handle simple math. I'm sure Treasury Secretary Steven Mnuchin is very sorry that he's giving you too much money. And if you think that it is wrong, there is actually a website where you can donate that money back to the US government as a gift. It's called pay.gov. I'll leave the web address below just in case anyone feels morally inclined to use it and give that money back. And of course, if you're a liberal and you just hate Trump and you don't want to take his filthy money, you could just give it back to him. Here you go, take that money back, just donate it to the Trump 2020 campaign. No, I'm kidding, don't do that. That's not where the money comes from. It comes from the Treasury. Use pay.gov if you really want to give it back, but I don't think many people will. Now, what do I think about this? Well, you know, obviously it would be better on the government's point of view if they could just give people the exact amount of money they'd lost. But, you know, we're in a very bad situation right now. So to get a little bit of good news, like to get a little bit of extra money, it's got to be a good thing. I mean, in some cases it's been a little bit ridiculous. Like I had someone recently telling me, I won't say who this person is, but he was telling me in a direct message on Instagram that his parents, they'd filed for unemployment, they were getting the extra $600 per week, and they got the economic stimulus payment, the Trump bucks, right? And they ended up getting close to $9 grand in 1 month, okay? Which was way more than they'd earned previously. But, you know, people on low incomes, as we're having a really tough situation right now, to get a little bit of good news on top of that, even if it's only temporary, I don't think it's a bad thing. And like we said, for them to go and reprogram the whole computer system, it would probably cost a lot of money. With a lot of these welfare things, to get just $1 of welfare to a recipient, it actually costs quite a high percentage of that dollar in administrative and processing costs. So it may actually be cheaper for them to do it this way and just give people on lower incomes a bit more money than they'd otherwise would have got at work, than actually means testing it and having people provide pay stubs, employing people to actually go through and look at those documents and determine, yes, this was how much money he was getting and give out that much money. It would probably be cheaper for them to just do it this way than to do it the other way, even though the other way is more, I guess you could say, morally correct, maybe. But anyway, if you are getting more money on unemployment than you were working, maybe leave a comment. Tell us what you've been doing with that cash. And if you do have a bit of extra money lying around because you've been collecting enhanced unemployment, or you just got your economic impact payment, the stimulus check, and you're wondering what to do with it, and you're thinking about investing in the stock market, we do have a deal with Webull where you can get 2 free stocks for signing up and funding an account. Webull is a commission-free trading platform. It's similar to Robinhood. I would personally say it's better than Robinhood. The charts are a lot better, has a lot more room for you to grow and develop as an investor. So anyway, we have a deal for 2 free stocks if you are thinking about something to do with a little extra money you have lying around. Of course, if you need that money for rent and for other payments, then use it for that. Get yourself into a stable financial situation first before you think about investing. But links below for those who want it. Thank you so much, guys, for watching. Leave your comments about this below, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.